Hey guys, so we are live again, and I welcome you all for this fourth day analysis of Denmark Open, where there was a contest, or rather, a very riveting contest between Kidambi Srikanth and Chao Tian from Chinese Taipei, being fifth seed and second seed respectively. But the contest was really even. Now, for the not taking much of your time and for the analysis, I'll have my guest and the expert, Mr. Shirish Nadkarni ji, on the live stream now. A warm welcome, sir. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. A little
What?
short on sleep. A little short on sleep because I was with you until 1:30 last night discussing the IPL.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yes.
all
Okay. So, sir, what a contest yesterday means. Uh, Against all odds, I would say, because you also mentioned that it is going to be very easy, but it wasn't a cakewalk for Chow, as Srikanth really gave him a tough time, except for that second game.
perhaps I can correct you here. I didn't say it would be very easy. I said that Chow would be a favorite to win this because for one thing, he is seed number 2, whereas Srikanth is seed number 5. Also, their past history. They had met 6 times earlier, and Chow was leading the series 5-1. And even the one time that Srikanth had beaten Chow earlier was several years back when he was in his prime, when he was really playing well in 2017. But, I see Sanjay Parande. Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, hi. Hi.
Good morning. So I was telling you
Morning.
about the situation between Chow and Srikanth as far as the past history is concerned. Past history was canted, substantially in favor of Chow, who was leading 5-1. And yesterday, after that victory, he made it 6-1. But what a riveting match it was. I mean, this was the best that I have seen Srikanth play in the last 2 years. Without doubt, the best. I had seen him deteriorate gradually from the middle of 2018. 2017 was his best year when he won 4 Super Series titles and was runner-up in the Singapore Open as well. But thereafter, with the injury that he picked up at the French Open, which he won, he had the knee injury. He had become slower. He had lost some of his sting and even his aggression, his net play. A lot of things had gone down the drain. But his performance yesterday really gave me the feeling that, yes, this is definitely India's number 1 player still. And Lakshya Sen will have to wait for a little while to take over that position. Srikanth played a very good game, a very, very aware game. He used his speed, he used his aggression. And in the initial stages, although he was being beaten at the net by Chow, he did not abandon the strategy of keeping the shuttle at the net and getting Chow to lift. And that showed that he had been thinking about his game. What do you say, Sanjay? Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yesterday I was very happy to see Srikanth coming back into his own. Actually, it was a great sign and it was a great game. I watched him. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
the game was.
It was amazing. Absolutely, yeah.
The game was so engrossing that I and Shirish sir almost chatted for the whole of the game, and we couldn't resist chatting. It was so engrossing. We were just
see,
saying Srikanth.
I
Yeah,
had predicted before the match that Chow would win in straight games
yeah.
after a tough first game and a relatively easy second game. But that's not how it happened. Very fortunately, our friend Srikanth, uh, snatched the first game, although he was trailing 19-20. He snatched that first game over the extra points.
Yeah.
But thereafter, he lost steam and gave a huge lead in the beginning of the second game and then decided to
Yeah.
conserve his energies for the decider. But he played very well right through. And to match somebody like Chow, who's currently world number 2 and had a tremendous record right through 2018 second half and the whole of 2019. He's a guy who plays maximum number of tournaments and therefore he gets a whole lot of points. And he has reached a whole lot of finals as well, won several titles. So yesterday's performance, meaning at the end, he was so relieved. You could see the way he raised his arms and gave out a roar of delight that he had just
Yeah.
got out of jail from Shrikant.
Yeah, it was Shirish. It was great to watch him yesterday. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Before
I was very happy personally, or for him rather, because I think he has got back his bearings now, and he should do
Right.
well now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So before moving forward, I'd like to ask Mr. Venkatraman, who is also joined, to actually connect because his device isn't connected. That's why I can't take him in the live stream. Please uh, unmute your mic or switch on your camera to connect. So, sir, as you mentioned earlier, that intent about the intent that was being showed by Shrikant, aggressive play. In the second game, it was 11-9 till the first half, but in the second half, I think Srikant missed the trick, losing the game 21-13. I think that, do you think that was a turning point?
The basic difference between the two players was that Chow was marginally faster, and he is exceedingly steady. And you saw some of his defensive returns, the kind of
Yeah,
defense he mounted. That made a big difference because he got back so many shots that it was incumbent upon Shrikant to go for kill, to go for difficult angles to try and finish the rally. It's the same. It's like what Rafa Nadal does in tennis. He gets back so many balls that the opponent just caves in. He says, "Oh my God, here's another ball coming back. How the hell do I manage this, man?" That is the kind of thing that Chow mounted on Shrikant. And that is what eventually counted. Also, Chow is mentally a very strong player. Um, I have seen him win from match point down over the extra points with a score like 25-23 in the third game. And he was absolutely finished physically, but he just went on the way Nozomi Okuhara went on against our own Sindhu in the 2017 World Championship final. The 110-minute match, if you remember, that is
yes,
where the third game was 20-20. And
yes.
I mean, that really required a huge amount of mental strength, which Chow had, and which Shrikant may be able to get back because he is also a former world number one.
Yeah.
I
And
think
sir,
Axelson is the
yes,
only person I think who has been beating Chow nowadays, right? Axelson.
Who, Shrikant?
No,
Axelson.
I'm talking about Chow.
Axelson.
Chow. Because All
Uh,
England also he lost to him, I suppose. Axelson won.
yes. Axelson has been beating Chow, and
That is what I'm saying.
yeah, that is true. Shrikant has not. I
Yeah,
hope
Srikanth
that
has
trend
won.
can be
Yeah,
reversed. Yeah, I hope
that's
that
right.
trend can be reversed. But whatever I
Yeah,
saw yesterday gave me a lot of, in Marathi we say dilasa, that
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely,
is back to is back to being
absolutely.
the kind of player he was in 2017. Yes.
Yeah. And in spite of lockdown, I'm sure they couldn't practice that much, and still he has been able to put his best game across. So I think it's quite credible. Good sign, I will say.
Maybe he required that rest. Maybe he required that break from the game. Maybe he had become stale
Yeah,
last year. So
yeah,
perhaps lockdown has worked to his benefit. But
yeah,
again, that is very much to his credit that he
yeah,
has come out and he's looking fitter. He's looking lean. He's looking fit, and he wasn't tired at the end. I mean, if at all they were tired, both players were equally tired after some really breathless rallies. But it's not as if Shrikant was slow on his feet or he couldn't reach the shuttle. No. And he played well at the net, which again is a damn good sign because when he creates the openings at the net and gets the shuttle in the midcourt, that is when he can use his dreaded smash. The overhead down the line, which is his patent, which he'd also developed an overhead cross court smash, which Lakshya Sen has started to use. They were all good signs. So I was not really very unhappy about Shrikant's loss. Of course, as a patriotic Indian, I feel sad that he lost. But it was an excellent performance, and you don't feel regret that he lost in the manner that he did.
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And Miss Rekha has also joined us, but please, I'd like to again request the viewers to switch on their camera or mic before joining. Otherwise, you'll not be able to connect. So, sir, as you mentioned, we had two very good rallies. So I like to have a word on defense of Chow, because yesterday he was just defending those fast smashes of Srikanth really
Exactly.
well. He
This is where if Shrikant wanted to, he could have engaged uh, Chow in longer rallies. But that would have meant pitting his own fitness against Chow's fitness. And there, I think he perhaps would not have made it, because Chow is one of the fittest players on the circuit. He's one of the most hardworking players, one of the players who plays a number of tournaments. So therefore, his regular match fitness is there. In fact, there was a question mark on how he would play after 7 months of not playing any tournaments, after he had played so many tournaments in a row. But he coped very well. And his defense is excellent, has always been excellent. He gets those extra shuttles back. This is like Kento Momota. Momota's defense is very, very, very strong. But Momota also has the edge in attack. That is how he scores over Chow whenever the two meet. So Chow has lost a number of finals to Momota last year. And Momota was way and above the best player in 2019, 2018 and 2019. Because 2017 was Srikant's year, and the subsequent 2 years, the World Championship title has been won by Momota on both occasions, along with a whole number of World Tour titles.
Okay. So now I have a guest, Aman Kumar. Aman, you're live and welcome to you in the show. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Aman, you need to unmute your mic. Your mic appears to me to be muted.
Yes. Hello, Aman. So I think there's some technical issues. No worries. We sort it out. But before that, I'd like to ask you that the Indian competition in the tournament ended here. So now, who do you see the favorites? Who do you see the favorites of winning the tournament, winning this Denmark Open?
For the title? Well,
yeah,
I would go for a Chow versus Antonsen final. And I think Chow would have the edge there. Among the women, you have Okuhara playing very well. She's the second seed, but where the first seed has withdrawn. Carolina Marin is playing well again. She's a 3-time world champion and the reigning Olympic gold medalist. So that is a little more difficult to predict. If Marin plays the way she played against who was it yesterday? It was I can't recall, but she played.
Yesterday, both Marin and Okuhara won their games. Okuhara won in
the previous day that Marin had to come back from one game down to win, and she showed that she had lost none of her verve. So it's going to be something between Marin and Okuhara. Between the two, Okuhara is steadier player. She believes in battles of attrition. She gives very few negative points. She just goes on rallying. Whereas Marin is exactly the opposite. She's aggressive. She wants to cut the rally short. She wants to play as fast as she can. On their day, on their respective good days, I would give Marin a slight edge over Okuhara to win this title.
Yeah, I agree with you. She is really sharp, very sharp.
Very sharp.
So
Okuhara
finds it very difficult to reach, actually, sometimes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Again,
and she has height disadvantage also, This Okuhara.
Yeah.
But
if people would be interested, I would like to give my take on what happened. Sanjay, your mic is still on. तुमचं खोबरं इथपर्यंत पोहोचतंय.
No, what happened? Somebody was coming, so I was just telling my cook to prepare that.
I was just saying that
there's nothing confidential.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
She was supposed to prepare something. Some people are coming.
I wanted to mention the performance of Lakshya Sen the previous day. We did talk a little bit about it after his match, but I had said before both Lakshya Sen and Srikanth played that I felt Lakshya Sen was undoubtedly the number one player in the country. I would like to withdraw that assertion. After yesterday's game, I saw that Srikanth still has a lot left in him to offer. If he continues on this upward path that he's now chosen, I don't feel that Lakshya Sen can beat him at the moment. It'll take him some time. I mean, there's always a big age gap between the two. Srikanth is 27, Lakshya is 19. So Lakshya has a lot of chance to improve, but he needs to sharpen his tactical skills. He was tactically a big zero when he played against who was the player that Lakshya Sen played against the other day and lost?
Jason,
I was also thinking that he was
Jason,
executing more or less the same strokes,
Jason Hoshu.
from behind.
Jason,
So
Jason
Ah,
Hoshu.
Jason Hoshu.
Sorry,
Jason
sorry,
Hoshu.
Wittingus. I'm
He
really
lost
sorry.
to Wittingus. And you saw how Wittingus was beaten yesterday by his compatriot. Wittingus didn't have a chance. He lost at 12 and 12. So
to
obviously,
whom he lost? He lost to
he
whom?
lost to another Danish player. He lost to
I somehow am not getting his name.
Antonsen played yesterday against the retiring Jan O. Jorgensen. And Wittinghus played against, I should see. Let me get the draw. Yeah, here we are. Wittinghus. Wittinghus played against Kenta Nishimoto of Japan. Kenta Nishimoto, yeah, he's one of the three Japanese Thomas Cup players. In fact, I always wonder how their coach, who's the former world champion South Korean Park Ju-bong, how does he address them in practice? Because you have a Kento, you have a Kenta, and you have a Kento, Kenta, and see how much confused I get. You have Kento Momota, Kenta. Kenta Nishimoto, Kento Momota, and there is another Kent something. It will come back to me later. But these are the three Japanese Thomas Cup players, and out of them, Kenta Nishimoto is the number 2 player behind Kento Momota, and very quick on his feet, good player, and he made Wittinghus look quite ordinary, and it was 12 and 12. So I think Lakshya Sen has a lot to reflect on how he played a tactically very poor game against someone who is on the verge of retirement. I mean, Wittinghus is 34 and he's already said that this is going to be his last season, or he may play one more season. But he's virtually a veteran, because nowadays Veterans Championships start at the age of 35. So if you can see, Lee Chong-wei is a veteran today, Lin Dan is a veteran today, and Wittinghus will soon be a veteran. So this kind of quality is coming into the old senior veterans ranks at the World Championship level.
So if these guys play in our veteran tournament, what will happen here?
Good question. Very, very good question. Yeah, we would really know where we stand.
Absolutely.
I mean, these guys are really
near to them.
so good. Yeah. But as I said, Lakshya has a long way to go, because I could not understand his tactics. That if this is a man who's 15 years younger than him, why did he not prolong the rallies when he saw that all his smashes were being returned easily by Wittinghus? Also, Wittinghus was playing very well at the net, so whenever he was lifting, it was going back to the baseline. So Lakshya was forced to smash from the baseline. From the baseline, when you smash, the shuttle decelerates much more quickly and is easier to return than when it is from midcourt. And I don't understand why Lakshya did not notice this and try to prolong the rallies and try to wear him down. He should have done that, because Whittinghus had said before the match itself that if I win today, I'll do it in straight sets. I don't think I can last 3 games. He himself had admitted. And Lakshya failed to take advantage of that. Sad to say.
Actually, he was tired. Wettingus, if you see, he was quite tired.
Whittinghus was tired, but Lakshya wasn't ready either. You saw Lakshya also panting at the end of one particular rally where he didn't reach a shot at the net. So that wasn't a good sign at all. I see we have KR Shenoy coming in.
Yes, and before that, sir, sorry to interrupt. We have Venkat Raman and Rekha joining us, but their camera and mic are not switched on, so they'll not be able to connect. So if this is the issue, then you can type your question. I'll read it out and sir will answer. Yes, Mr. KR, go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We are waiting for your question. We are waiting for your question.
I have not heard the previous this one.
Is there anything you want to comment on about Shrikant's performance, or you want to?
No, he has played very well actually, but he has to play attacking game actually.
You mean he did not attack enough? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I beg to differ. I think he played a sufficiently attacking game to be able to keep Chow Tien Chen on his toes, because Chow is a very fast player and is also an attacking player, but he has an extremely good defense. So I don't understand how much more attacking Shrikant could have played. I thought he was very judicious.
Very good actually.
He was very judicious in his combination of attack and defense. That's what I felt. Shrikant, I mean.
Yes.
Meaning if he had attacked more, he would have run out of energy much earlier. This is what I feel.
Yes, that's also true.
What do you say, Sanjay?
Yeah, I think, but I agree with you, because in any case, I feel that this Shrikant is a originally attacking player only. So I think he was good at it yesterday. He attacked well.
Yes.
And I agree with you. Otherwise, he would have ran out of steam, because the opponent is quite tough guy actually. Chow is a very tough guy, so he's not going to give up. So that way, I think
the main tactical plus point in Shrikant's favor, was the fact that he was not cowed down by Chow's initial domination of the net. Chow initially dominated the net very well, and normally one would have said, "Oh boy, Chow is in great form at the net today. So avoid the net, Shrikant. Send the shuttle back all the time." No, Shrikant didn't do that. Shrikant countered at the net, and slowly he started getting his rhythm at the net, and then put Chow under pressure. That is how the first game turned. Otherwise, Shrikant was down for most of that game, and then he caught up with him at 20 all and took it over the extra points. So I think that's a very big tactical plus that Shrikant scored yesterday.
Yes, sir, and I agree with you, sir. As you said, means that Shrikant was aggressive enough. So we should not always criticize our player. Also praise the other player, that is Chow, who played brilliantly and got the better of Shrikant in the game.
It was expected that Chow would win. He was a higher seeded player, and in fact, in the absence of Kento Momota, who'd withdrawn from the tournament, Chow is number 2 seed, but he's the de facto number 1 seed. I mean, he's expected to win the tournament. So Shrikant at the moment is ranked number 14 in the world. Remember, 14.
That's it.
And he was seeded number 5. So what is the conclusion there? That 9 of the top 14 players missed the tournament, gave the tournament a miss, or they skipped the tournament. Therefore, Shrikant's seeding went up all the way from 14 to 5. Had all the top 8 players played, Shrikant would not even have been seeded.
He might not have been seeded. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so he has a lot of things to cover up. And in the Olympic stakes, Shrikant is ranked at number 22. He has to cover up a lot of ground if he has to get into the top 16 to qualify for the Olympics. Because the person who in the forefront of qualification at the moment is Sai Praneeth, who's ranked number 13. So he's almost certain to qualify. I see Jatin Agarwal. Hi, Jatin. Good to see you.
A warm welcome, Mr. Jatin, and your live show. You can go ahead.
Mr. Shenoy, your mic does not seem to be working too well. We're getting all sorts of strange echoes from it. Is there any question that you wish to ask?
No. No questions. Huh?
No questions. Okay, then we're all right.
I think Jatin has disconnected, but I hope he joins in a few moments. So anything on the comeback, as you mentioned about the mental toughness of Chow. So the way he come back means 22-20, lost the first game, and then it was just he dominated in the rather from the second half of the second game till the finish.
Again, to be expected. I mean, the loss of the first game may have been a temporary shock, but badminton players are built that way. Even if they lose the first game narrowly, it is up to them to try and recover lost ground. So I was not surprised that Chow came back as strongly as he did. But it was Shrikant should have tried to win the match in straight games. After he conceded that big initial lead in the second game, I think he decided that we can try up to a certain level and then save all the energy for the decider. And even that, unfortunately, did not work because he was behind all the time.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any question, and we are running out of time as well. So I'll wrap up the show now. And thanks a lot, Shirish sir. Thanks a lot, Sanjay sir, KR Shinoy, for joining us. And just to remind you once again, at 11:45 p.m. IST every day, we have our IPL post-match analysis with Monty Panesar, and Shirish sir will also be joining there. So tune in at 11:45 p.m. Just put in your alarms and be there at 11:45. Again, thanks a lot, Shirish sir, Sanjay sir, and
My pleasure. Thank you for joining us, Sanjay.
Bye. See you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shenoy, for joining us. Very happy.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
goodbye, viewers.
Bye.